Going on, everybody? We got another Luigi's match in 100% tournament race here between ElectricMiles and MakS54.
This is going to be a pretty exciting match that we have here today. It's going to be I would say, relatively another pretty close match here for our second, or actually, I think our fourth match of winners round 2. Mac has a nice solid PB of 111.51, and Miles has got a PB of a 113.57. So PBs are very well in range to keep a pretty close match.
Definitely.
I do know that prior to the match, Miles was mentioning that he hasn't warmed up, or actually hasn't de-roasted too much. So we'll see how that kind of affects his gameplay today. Mac, for the most part, has been playing a bunch recently, streaming a bunch. So I think he's well prepared for this, and we'll see exactly how Miles handles everything going on today. We should be getting this started relatively soon, so we will get that underway.
They are off.
And they are off, starting off with, of course, classic Area 1, where you get to sit around and pretty much just watch the same 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes of Luigi's Mansion. Nothing too crazy going on in Area 1 at all.
Yeah,
a few RNG spots for money, but for the most part, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't believe either of us will see any one of these runners here today going for the Neville dupe. It's just, I don't think it's something that is on there at the moment, which is perfectly fine. It's not is quite popular as of yet, but we will see how in the future that does become more of a general thing to do.
Off the bat, Mac getting slightly better RNG and Parlor.
Slightly better, has a little bit of a leeway here in the money, but of course that's not a big deal at the moment. It'll become more apparent later when we get to Area 2 and Area 3, where the money pace looks like in terms of the point and bill count. Both runners being able to secure that gold bar there. Pretty much getting the exact same RNG at the moment. As both runners are able to connect that double, are going to head their way towards the last set of ghosts here.
Nice doubles. Hopefully, we'll see both of them get the Speedy Spirit in this room.
Can't imagine not going for the Speed Spirit at all, but so far, so good. Both runners are able to connect this double as well. Super duper solid so far. Matt opting to open the drawer there for a bit of that money. I don't think I actually got the Speedy Spirit at all, so that is a bit interesting to see. Miles trying to look for the money spot there, was not able to secure that himself, but nonetheless has pretty much around the same bills right now as compared to Mac, who is slightly ahead, of course, not opting to grab that Speedy Spirit, which is an interesting choice in my opinion, but
yeah, I think Mac will probably yeah, I think Mac will probably get storage speedy to make up for that. I don't know what his money route is, but that's usually what some people do. But we will see.
Pretty solid, easy Nevils to see there.
Pretty good Nevils. Yeah, neither runner going for the dupe. I don't blame him. It's not something everyone goes for.
It is a relatively new strat. Basically, that Neville dupe is setting up the pearls in a way where you can, when you suck to take them, basically shove them over the chair, and then you do that small, about 3/4, to do that quick art pump cancel thing, and then that will basically dupe the big pearl. It's a very low risk, high reward strat, but if you don't know it, you're definitely not going to get it. So it's still relatively new in terms of it being used. I don't think we'll be seeing that too much till we get into the later rounds of the tournament, where majority of the runners who will probably end up there use that pretty frequently in their runs. And everyone's favorite Area 1 boss, Chauncey. Hoping to see nothing going too crazy here. This can be an easy spot to lose a little chunk of time from missing that first ball catch right there. We'll be seeing exactly if both these runners can have practically the same Chauncey. It'd be pretty interesting to not see a very similar Chauncey fight at all at this kind of skill tier, in my opinion. But nonetheless, we are moving into the Area 1 boss, Chauncey. We'll be seeing exactly how this plays out for the runners.
Pretty similar money counts too. I believe Mac has 63 bills, Miles has 57 bills. And I think they both got every pearl, except I think Mac is down a small pearl. But yeah, doesn't make a difference at all, really.
No, small pearls are very minute in actual gold counts in this game. I'm not very sure the actual amount to that, but nonetheless, it is not something that is too crazy to see you missing out on Area 1. Both runners able to secure that first ball catch. No problems whatsoever so far in this Chauncey fight. Things are looking very solid. Not too much to really comment on here in Area 1. Area 1s are usually all the same, unless something just horribly goes wrong. Of course, that is always different.
I think Miles started getting hit by Chauncey and then remembered he was doing 100% and he didn't want to lose coins. Because it looked like he was about to do it, but then he backed out. Alright.
Definitely why like Mac was just opting to sit on towards the side with the Game Boy Horror open and viewing a nice shine.
Mac finishing here with a 603 Chauncey key, Miles with I think another 603. A late 603, so you're probably about half a second difference right now. Maybe a second.
Indeed. Mac's definitely gonna come out of Area 1. Again, too crazy as of yet. There is still much more time. There's still a lot more time left in the run that we're gonna be seeing. Gold pace lead changing and shifting dramatically. I'm not sure if either of these runners are going to go for dupes at all, but it is something that I think they'll probably try to go for, just for the sake of going for it and maybe skipping out some money spots later in the run or being able to catch up on other gold spots you might not be able to get to.
Up on their money counts here for Area 1. Get a show up for a quick second. Looked like Mac had 4.8 million and Miles had 4.5 million, so Mac does have a little bit more, but it shouldn't matter much.
Yeah, very small difference so far. The 300,000 is not too crazy to worry about again here in Area 1. Of course, now we're moving into Area 2 where things are going to get a little more interesting, but of course we won't be seeing that until after, I would say probably about early release. I'm going to hope that both runners get early release because that is time loss that is not in their control necessarily, so I would hope that either both of them get it or both of them don't get it.
Yeah, so coming up on Shy Guys here, there was actually a 6-piece strat found not too long ago by Flauk and Hopeless Amenity. That is a little bit faster if done optimally, but I don't think we'll see these runners go for it. It is pretty high risk, low reward.
It is very, very high risk. Not too many runners go for that. It is a very IL-dependent strat at the moment. Nothing that's quite honestly put into runs yet. Not sure if it will. But both runners are going to go for Shy Guy doubles, of course. Very standard Area 2 gameplay.
Getting pretty good doubles. I think Max doubles were a little bit faster. Maybe saved him a second or two on Miles.
See how the early release looks here.
Mac does not
miss
get it.
early release.
And Miles misses it too.
Also not getting early release. Classic Luigi's Mansion. Very rare that you'll end up actually obtaining your early release.
But you do like to see no runner gaining time on the other just through RNG. You want to keep it as skill dependent on as possible. Ideally.
Ooh, Max spawning a poison month. But we'll see exactly how he handles that situation. Something like Max gonna get about a stub 10-10 boo release here. So pretty solid. I think Miles is probably gonna get just a little shy above 10-10 here on a boo release. Actually might be hitting 10-10 exactly, but don't quote me on that.
Like a 10:09 for Miles, a 10:04 for Mac. Or maybe a 10:08 for Miles. So you have like 4-second difference right now.
10:09. Yeah, 10:09 for Miles. So it's just still a pretty close race so far. Of course, nothing too crazy in terms of time loss based on RNG, which is great to see. So we are keeping things pretty similar here as we continue marching on through Area 2, and we can start taking a look at the boos, and this is where things are going to get more interesting in terms of how the RNG plays a big role in especially a category like this where money is dependent on so many factors as well as time from boos. Of course, you can get either great RNG and save tons of time, or you can get really bad RNG spots and lose a lot of time, which is unideal, of course.
Yeah, coming up on this first boo here in Parlor, you can do a tech skip on it that is RNG dependent. It saves about 8 seconds if you get it. We'll see if Mac goes for it.
See if Mac has a lump in it. He does have a lump in the table. It's going to search for the bottom left, and unfortunately, that is the decoy, so we will not be seeing a tech skip from...
They got the same RNG.
Actually, the exact same RNG. Mac picked up on another gold bar there. Gonna keep chugging his gold piece along nice and smoothly. Getting decent here in the anteroom. That is gonna save him a bit of time. We'll see if Miles gets similar RNG.
Oh, the boost switched there.
And it looks like the boost switched.
Yeah. Like Mac getting a little bit better RNG than Miles so far.
Indeed, Miles having a little rough RNG there. Got pretty much the same Parlor RNG, but had the boost switch in an anteroom, and then got the farthest cabinet there for the boo in that room. So it is a bit of a shame that it's going to lose a little bit of time. Because now we see how the classic storage room boo goes. For the most part, that was just fine. You have seen runners in the past look for the boo and just cannot seem to find it. We'll see if Miles picks up on this pretty quick. He's gonna be able to pick up on that one pretty quick. Moving into Ballroom Boo. Ballroom Boo just loves to never be in the first chair you inspect at all. Never is. First one you search, he's never there.
He is
it's
never
the way
there.
It goes in this game. Except Miles is gonna get him first try. Is not find a decoy there. Kind of a rarity to see in Ballroom Boo. Usually runners just search for the closest one, and the boo's never there.
It helped him catch up a bit.
Matt going to knock on the toilet in typical Big Max fashion, something Pablo wouldn't enjoy to watch if he was watching.
Miles vacuuming it though, saving that few frames on Mac.
Something that Pablo does enjoy to see, but of course he's not here.
Being vacuum
that man
toilet
is definitely
gang.
sleeping. It is a little early in the morning for him.
Or in Mirror Room, we're going to see some cool doubles, hopefully.
I'm hoping to see some cool doubles. Be ashamed to see any one of them accidentally not get a double here. But it looks like both of them are just... It looks like MakS is going to get that no problem. We'll see Miles going for that here in a few seconds. Hopefully he can pick up on that one as well.
Up on fire, save and quit here. Gonna try to catch the boo and land on the medallion at the same time. Save and quit. Hopefully they both get it pretty smoothly. Mac having a bit of trouble.
Hard time finding the boo there. The boo was not in the first thing, not in the first object he searched, and then immediately switched it to the painting, so he was not able to find it. And Miles is losing out on that boo. That is bad news. He's going to lose a lot of time for that. The boo went for the bonk and immediately left the room. That is going to lose him a lot of time. He's going to have to come back for Mirror Room boo later and lose more time because he's not going to be able to get that boo save and quit. So, really unfortunate.
Probably about a 20-second time loss, maybe 15-second time loss right there. I don't know what Miles' Butler cycle is going to be here since he didn't get the fire save and quit. There is a chance he's still got a good cycle. I can't imagine
that he's going to be saving too much time. He might have to wait out the Butler cycle a little bit. Mac having a pretty standard Butler cycle, not having to search through the corner. Miles actually got the RNG mouse there, which is funny.
He did, and he got a good Butler cycle, surprisingly.
Also, surprisingly, did end up with a decent Butler cycle there. Not too shabby. He's in the laundry room. There. He's gonna wait a little bit for this last set. I don't believe he'll probably comes back after.
And doesn't want to risk missing that Butler cycle. Just gonna come back later for the boo in the chest. Let's go for the Sapphire in here.
Miles.
I'd imagine Miles is also gonna go for the Sapphire. Yeah.
Yep. Both runners opting to go for that. And I think Mac was able to find the boo. No, he was not. Would have been great, though, because that boo switch can happen if you're a little too slow getting through this Butler cycle.
Up in hidden room.
Miles is going to save a little bit of time here with being able to find the boo in the first object there. Head his way into hidden room. And now we're seeing a little bit of a closer match here through area 2. As Miles is going to save a little bit of time here and catch up in terms of pace, but unfortunately still boo down because he did lose out on mirror boo earlier.
Actually got a lot cleaner of a hidden quad there. Really nice suck up there.
Both runners not able to find the boo in the first chest that they looked for. So similar RNG for the most part. I can't imagine. I think these boos are switching again. No. I did not realize that he was searching another object there, so. Be interesting to see if either of these runners go for laundry room tech skip. I can't imagine they will, but it is pretty interesting to see because that is one of the harder tech skips to pull off.
Looks like Mac tried, and Miles spawning a poison mushroom. It looks like he's going to be fine.
Narrowly avoid this one.
That mushroom despawned right before it hit him.
That mushroom did despawn at absolutely the perfect time. Literally minimal frames from being able to hit Miles and actually probably lose that boo, which would have been absolutely disastrous for his pace. Both Mac and Miles looking pretty good here on their fire as they head into Melody, so I can't imagine that we're going to see too many issues in this room unless the boo RNG is pretty bad. You would be up in the cabinet up in the top right of this room. And if he's anywhere towards far left, you're going to lose a lot of time on this boo.
That's one of those rooms where RNG, boo RNG can be very punishing. Although you'll see that most in Area 4, some of the attic boos.
We'll see how max RNG looks here in just a second. It's going to find the decoy.
Oh, and he actually does get
all the way off in the left.
Worst RNG. Miles might get decent
Miles
RNG
might be
here.
getting similar RNG. We'll see if he's in the piano.
Yes.
And for Miles, it is going to be in the piano, so that is going to save him just a little bit of time there over Mac. Of course, we'll see how the EGAT text is, but of course, I can't imagine that's going to be anything crazy. Yep, just simple short text there, so no further time loss needed there. Look at the money pace for a second here. Mac is still chugging along much further ahead of Miles in terms of money pace. Sitting with a nice, comfortable 171 bills and 117 coins. Also has a couple more gold bars. Was able to get a little luckier there on the RNG. He's going to pick up the kitchen ruby here.
Still pretty similar RNG though. Both of them getting the same gems. I was actually having some trouble getting this ruby in the oven. Oh, he almost ran out of fire there. Used up all his fire to get that ruby.
He did literally just run out of fire. And it's going to be a little close on his lug cycle. I don't know if Miles is going to be able to catch a lug cycle here or not. I can't imagine that he will.
He might just
I
have to get the
believe Max
boo.
got this lug cycle. He's going to be able to catch this lug cycle. He's going to be able to get that one. I think Miles is going to have to wait just a little bit longer to be able to catch a good lug cycle and actually finish that up. So that's going to lose him a little bit more time as well. He's going to opt to go for the boo instead, knowing that he's going to miss that lug cycle. So that is a bit of faster time save for him in this scenario.
I was opting for lug speedy, which is interesting. I usually don't see people go for this, even with the dupeless route.
He's definitely going for a zero dupe route. I don't think he's going to even be trying for any dupes at all.
Definitely trying to save money route too.
Yeah, a very safe money route. This can ensure pretty decent money.
Oh, Mac actually duped Spooky Pearl.
Yeah, I just noticed that Mac actually picking up on that Spooky Pearl. He's still going to opt to grab the...
Ruby.
Did I say gem? Oh, I did. Huh. Well, because in my mind, I'm also paying attention to the fact that Mac did opt to go still for the graveyard ruby there. So, there is that.
Oh, Miles went for the speedy and lugs because he was waiting for the cycle still, so he just opted to get the speedy in the meantime.
Also something I kind of noticed there.
At this point, Mac...
in terms of actual money spots, everything's pretty similar.
Pretty similar money spots, except Mac's got the large pearl dupe on Spooky. But then again, Miles does have the speedy from lugs, or yeah, which had an emerald, I believe.
So that is going to put them relatively close again. But of course, Max being able to pick up that dupe is going to give him another extra million to his total money count. So that is big to see. Always nice to see dupe coming out. We're going to see exactly how this goes, and he's going to be able to catch out that Bogmire one cycle. Very, very nice to see. We'll hope that Miles gets similar fight there and is able to clutch out the one cycle Bogmire.
Estimate for these runners, the run should be about an hour and 15 minutes. Give or take a few minutes.
I'd say that's very fair. Give or take many RNG time loss that could happen. Definitely between an hour 15, hour 20. This race in particular, other runners, it could be much different considering their skilled ceiling or skilled bracket for this category. Make a little prediction here. I'm gonna think that Max probably got about probably at least 20.5 coming out of area 2, which is very solid.
I think Mac might have 21.
Maybe has 21.
I'm thinking maybe 21.
And I'm thinking Miles probably is going to come out just above 20, just a little above 20.
Yeah, Miles
come out a little bit
probably has
lower.
a little bit
Like
less.
300,000 lower. Yeah, he came out about 300,000 lower than Mac out of area 1, which is pretty arbitrary. But of course, did have some extra money spots, so you'll probably be maybe at least 20 to 20.5.
21.6. That is actually a
Much higher
really good money count. Yeah.
That's a great money count. Of course, he's got really high bills right now, so that is something to his advantage.
Plus the large pearl dupe.
It's going to give him a lot of money extra right there. We'll see how Miles looks. I'm definitely thinking Miles has probably got at least 20 or 20.5.
Probably like 20.5, I'd say. It looked like 20.2.
It actually looked like 20.2.
Yeah.
Max opting to not go for the courtyard emerald there, which I think is a pretty safe gem to skip out on, considering he got that large.
Yeah,
definitely. At 21.6. It's super, super solid.
Yeah, easily over $1 million of where he should be right now. Miles accidentally climbing down the ladder. Decided to climb back up and then hold his vacuum axe to drop down when he could have just pressed A on the ladder and would have dropped down like that. I don't know if he knew that, but that is what he could have done there.
The more you learn from Joven.
I know. If you're on a ladder,
record holder,
press A. Matt getting the Speedy Spirit Ruby and Biff. Pretty safe move, I'd say.
You know, for gold bar RNG, I would say that Max got really decent gold bar RNG throughout this run. Sitting at 9 is pretty good for the most part at this point in the run. Good. Miles is also going to grab the Speedy here. I actually don't believe he went for the Emerald outside either, so is a pretty safe Speedy to go for here.
For sure.
Pretty solid bit for Mac. Who was looking like he wanted to leave there for a second, but was able to stay inside and keep that one going.
Handle it pretty well. We'll probably see both these runners get the Ruby and Tea Room as well. Yeah, Max going for it.
Ruby number 1. Actually floats up top. Still going to be able to grab that up there. He's going to wait to get down towards the other side. Hoping for some decent Boo RNG. The Boo RNG in this room can also be quite punishing because the Boo can switch from chair to chair. It also could just be on the wrong side. You could even fall off the table, and that will lose you an immense amount of time in this room. So we'll see how that plays out here for Mac.
Looks like he's got a Boo read in the bucket on the right side. Gets good luck.
Who's going to be there? Solid RNG out of Tea Room.
Miles also getting the Tea Room. Yeah,
Tea Room
Ruby.
The Tea Room Ruby here. Let's find out if Matt goes for swag balls. He's not going to go for that.
Not go for swag balls. Oh, I don't think he went for a setup. either. Or didn't get the setup for swag balls, I mean. Yeah.
Miles opting to find the boo before collecting the ice medal there, so
Ooh, Mac duped,
actually get a pretty decent read on that boo.
Yeah, Mac did dupe Nana large pearl, by the way, so he's at 2 dupes right now, 2 large pearl dupes. So I'd say Mac's money's really good right now. Like, he's sitting comfortably with his money.
Mac does have a lot of room for leeway for things to go wrong in his run, whether that be just losing on RNG spots from the rest of the way here, or even later in the run if he ends up dropping the Pearl on Supi once we get towards the end of Area 4. That could also be a big factor later in the run if that happens.
Well, Miles missing Nana with a yarn ball, so he's gonna have to exit and go back in. Hate to see it. That's about a 10-second time loss.
I believe he was actually going for the swag ball setup right there.
Oh, was he?
I believe so. Could not connect onto the last one, and then ended up shooting that one off into no man's land. Was not able to get that one connected onto there at the end. So a bit of a shame. So still some decent boo RNG, not worst RNG for this room based on the position that he was in, so that he is pretty decent. Unfortunately, Nanaboo did not want to stay very long, decided to leave instead. So in terms of how the boos are looking here for Miles, it's not too grand, which is a bit of a shame.
It is not.
We'll see where this boo goes.
Looks like he did go back into Nana's room, which is ideal. Yeah.
Ideal indeed.
If that boo goes to Antiroom, you're probably better off just once you save and quick, go back into Nana's room and get the boo from under again. Because going into Antiroom takes a long time. Heading up on Moonshot here. Hopefully we don't see any missed Moonshots.
What would you say is the worst amount of time loss you've seen someone take on a moonshot split at this point?
On a moonshot split, or you mean just moonshot?
Yeah, just on moonshot, really. What do you think is the
probably?
What do you think is the most amount of time loss?
I mean, I think I've seen someone miss 5 times, so that's probably about 5 times like 40 seconds of time loss from moonshot. That's
pretty rough, but
not fun.
For Mac, he's gonna be able to get that on the first shot, so it's not gonna much time, if any at all.
Yeah.
Took a little bit of time, but of course that is to be safe. He's got a lot of time leeway against Miles now. Miles lost quite a chunk of time. Boo, lost Nana. It's just not fun.
Fun at all.
Miles was looking a little rough RNG there in... I've just completely blanked on the name of that room. Astral Hall. Can't believe I blanked on that one, but I digress. Get a little rough RNG there. Did get some money spots though, so he's still chugging along with the gold pace. Still, he's down about 3 of gold bars. So again, that's a testament to Mac having incredibly great money RNG throughout this run. He's gonna head into bank shot now.
So
hope that he gets bank shot first cycle.
Hopefully. Let's see. This looks pretty good. Hopefully we can find that red ball. Oh. No, Mac.
Ooh.
So he is gonna have to wait for bank shot to circle back around.
It's barely gonna miss that cycle.
That's a lot of time lost. Probably at least 15 seconds just from missing that red ball.
Still has a lot of time though to save, or still has a lot of time to lose against Miles before Miles actually catches up. And Miles is still down a move. He still has to go back eventually and take care of Mirror Room Boo, but of course I'll probably see him do that once he's done dealing with Clairvoyant later in Area 3.
Like actually getting some long text from EGAD on a bank shot there. First instance where you can get long text. He does get long text. We'll probably see a lot more of that later on.
Would hope to see that happen a lot on Mac. It actually makes the game give us a script to continue talking about the different pace that can go back and forth later in the run, so the gaming gods are in the commentator's favor today, for sure.
Where we see as many different types of mistakes in RNG as possible. See if Miles can get a one-cycle bank shot here. Oh, he's
gonna miss the first shot, so I don't think he's able to. I don't think he's gonna be able to catch that one.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
yeah, lucky.
He barely catches that. That's crazy. That spread was a little bit nicer to Miles than it was to Mac on that first time around, so he is gonna be able to grab that last long, shoot that into bank shots, be able to clean up the bank shot one cycle. That's gonna save him quite a bit of time. Trying not to go for a dupe there. We'll see how that looks. I don't think he's gonna be able to pick that one up.
No, he did not get it. Mac actually deciding to save and quit with the glove there, which is actually a little bit faster than walking in a bank shots room and mirror warping.
Classic billiards room mirror warp. Not being seen there from Mac at all. Not even close. Imagine that Miles will actually go for the mirror warp out of the room.
That kind of terrifies me.
I'm not too sure if either of these runners really know how to do twins double, so I can't imagine they're going to go for it. Plus, it's such a
twins double is very
punishing time loss if you miss that.
Very punishing. It can also lose you the large pearl from Orville if you. Miles having some trouble projection, but accidentally picked up the glove, so he is going to have to bank shot mirror warp. You hate to see it.
You absolutely hate to see the billiards room mirror warp. Mac's gonna opt to pick up the Speedy Spirit there at that point, but it's perfectly fine. I think it's more than okay to get through this without any issues whatsoever. Very nice twins.
That gets good suck ups on both.
Oh, and the boo is gonna bonk Mac right into the boots as the boo finally leaves into Chauncey's room. You hate to see that.
You do hate to see it.
If you didn't think that Area 3 could be punishing like that, that is the best example of just that being the worst possible scenario.
I'll zoom up on the boo ball here. There it is. That was exciting.
Getting a nice close up there on the boo ball. You know, we kind of neglect that thing for a long time. Doesn't treat us very nicely, but you know what? We do take it for granted. It is one nice looking boo ball.
It is a nice looking ball.
That too.
Moving forward, Mac getting Lydia to tech skip. So he's going to head out into Clairvoyant and mash for a while. Gonna have to mash through the 5 Mario items, bring him Clairvoyant. And he has...
Everyone's favorite part of the run, carpal tunnel syndrome, should be the renaming of this segment of the run. Because you sit here and mash for about a minute straight, and you just go. You just keep mashing through all this text. You know, the mashing is so competitive in this time out, how much time you can lose to your own mashing in this.
definitely. Compare a fast
He
masher
almost
here
lost on terms of that.
and a slow masher here. That can make up a ton of difference just through mashing.
When it comes down to actually getting super optimized records, smashing matters quite a lot.
Definitely.
Getting through those text box pretty fast is very, very needy.
Here, Miles finally can get an opportunity to get his missing mirror room goal. Assuming after he clears Clairvoyant's room, he's gonna head into mirror room and get that.
It looks like he is indeed.
Both runners really good on bills right now, both with one bill apart, at least while they were talking Clairvoyant, both had 310 and 311. There's both really good bill counts.
Yeah, for the most part, this is like for both money paces. I think everything's looking very simple, looking pretty good to actually have them have the money at the end. I think Miles still a little bit behind just on a couple of things, especially those two dupes. That does make a bit of a difference, and I can't imagine that Mac would not be overkill.
Yeah, Mac has to be overkill.
Like at least 1.1 million overkill at the end of the run. But we'll see what he opts to skip. I don't think with two dupes at this point and the money that he has gotten already through the first 3 areas, I don't think he's going to go for altar money. I don't think there's any point in going for altar money unless you end up losing something like Supi.
He could lose Supi, he could lose Weston.
A big difference.
That could make
he could lose Weston. Weston could just be a complete joke to deal with. You could absolutely drop the Weston 1 cycle, and that would be pretty bad. Mac, of course, coming back to water the plant. Really, this is the most important part of the run, if anything, is watering this plant. If you don't water this plant, you're never going to catch the 100 million in the time that you need to.
Yeah, no, that plant holds a 20 million diamonds. So if you miss watering that plant just one time, basically over for you. Plus you go back to a save. The run's pretty much dead.
Ooh. And really, really difficult boo RNG here for Miles as he finally finds the boo here in Clairvoyant's room. Looks for him one area, is not there, checks for the other area.
And he gets Vein Vortex on top of that.
And that's just so much time loss. This game is not treating him well in Area 3 whatsoever, as we're not going to hope that he can actually get this boo. There shouldn't be any problems.
And he gets the painting gun.
He has cleared a bunch of rooms to find it. Gets painting as well. Not too good for him at all. Losing. This game is trying to get him to lose as much time as possible. As Mac has to deal with a poison rusher that has decided to just start chilling up someplace else.
Not going for Safari Mouse, which is an interesting move. You don't see most runners do that, and especially since his money's overkill, I don't think he needed it, but I guess he really wants to take it safe.
Either, but I can't imagine that that's something that he wouldn't go for anyways, considering he was waiting for Ghost to spawn. Really, if anything, he loses like half a second for that.
Back with 381 bills, that's almost 100 more than I would usually have at this point. His money is
and he has 2 dupes.
Insane.
Like I'll be convinced that he has like maybe 44 or 45 after we're done here.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably 44.
I think Miles will probably come out to have 41.
Miles actually
41 or 42.
I think Miles
He's
still
got
might
great
have
bill count too.
43. Honestly, even though he doesn't have dupes, he's been getting every money spot. Plus, he has a good bill count. I mean,
and
I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
Extra gems.
Definitely, I'd be shocked if he doesn't have at least 42 out of Area 3.
Mac heading into Boo. We'll see if that warm-up pays off here. Hoping for a clean 1 cycle.
Hopefully a clean 1 cycle in Colossus.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping for one who lost his fight. Again, that warm-up hopefully does quite its job here for the 1 cycle. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing a big time loss.
Right, angle looks pretty good.
Get quite a
Oh, that was beautiful.
Great clean 1 cycle. You love to see the great clean 1 cycle there, where you don't lose too much time. You get all those boos in quite a couple of shots. Super duper clean.
Probably the best
Awesome gameplay there from
best Boolassus of the tourney yet.
That's definitely the smoothest looking Boolassus we've seen yet. We're only winners round 2, so definitely hoping to see a lot of that continuing out throughout the rest of the tournament. As the Boo is going to leave out of Safari Room. Miles is not having the best Boo luck here today, and that is going to be really rough. He's going to lose quite a little bit of time there. This Area 3 is certainly something for him. Oh, my. Miles be able to finally get that Boo. He's going to finally start making his way to Boolassus, where he's got to deal with yet more boos. So hopefully he can get either clutch out a pretty clean ice shot to try and secure a 1 cycle, or get a quick 1 cycle.
Gonna need a pretty good 1 cycle to do better than Mac did.
I don't think we're gonna be. I don't know if we could see that. It's gonna be a pretty tough order to make, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. You could hit all 15 with 1 ice shot.
It's a rarity, but
money count. Mac with 45.4.
45.
Mac is so overkill on this
super
money.
nice. Mac can opt to skip a lot of money here in Area 4 if everything else goes very smoothly. In fact, I think he could probably skip out on a majority of the money that you would get in a zero dupe route out in Jarvis's room. So I don't think we'll be seeing too much in Jarvis's room outside Jarvis and Jarvis Boo.
He could possibly skip Jarvis' chest. He could skip Supi's chest. You could definitely skip altar money.
You could absolutely skip altar money. That's not even a question.
Yeah, he could probably drop a large pearl and still be fine. Miles with a little bit of a scuff Boolassus, but he's gonna 1 cycle. Yep.
Yeah. Had a nice 12 Boo ice shot there. Just a few strikes. Was able to kind of clean that up, and nothing too crazy on the time loss, and then a slow 1 cycle to say at all. So that is going to be a little bit nicer compared to the Boos at the end of Area 3.
Hang up on Blackout here. We're gonna see Uncle Grimly pretty soon, who is the RNG. He could give you so bad RNG, so much bad RNG. He could also give you great RNG. It's really up to the game to tell you.
Over Luigi's Mansion, I'll tell you that much.
Exactly, the RNG overlord.
We'll either be seeing him give our runners quick, easy, fast fights with decent RNG, or really bad fights with like 30-second RNG bad. So we'll see how that looks. We're finally get to see what Miles' money count here is. Hoping for at least, based on what he's had, at least 42. Otherwise, it's going to look a little rough here in Area 4 with how many things can go wrong.
He definitely has 42, at least. Yeah, he's got 43.
43. 43 point... I think that said 43.3?
It was 43.5.
I must be mistaken. 43.5, still pretty good. It makes a lot of sense. He's got 370 bills, which is, again, way more than most runners up in the higher skill tier actually have once you get past like 111. Once you pass like 110.
Yeah, definitely. Most runners at that point.
There's a lot less bill count. There's a lot less of the bill count there.
Yeah.
Miles also going to be able to pick up his 20 million gold diamond there. The one of 2 that we get in 100%. We're going to see how this RNG looks for Mac. Gets
Pretty good.
Pretty okay RNG.
I think it was 3
Just
seconds.
a few seconds waiting for Grimly there.
Not bad at all.
Could easily be a lot worse. Now, I'm not too sure if Mac goes for Breaker Boo one cycle. I can't imagine that he does, but would be great to see. I always love watching people do Breaker Boo one cycle. Hard strat, but it's so worth it.
I was ever read it in the cloth there, but I think he's going to check right side first. He wants that charge.
He's going to check right side, and the boost switch is there for him. He's not going to get the charge.
He does get the charge.
Not
really
instantly.
Late charge.
Not instantly getting that charge.
Oh,
Super
no.
late charge, and the boost just going to walk right out of that room.
It looked like he was going for wall strat on that boo, but he arc pumped too late. That's what I think happened.
It is quite a bummer. He's going to have to either see if the boo goes back in there, which he honestly could do. He can honestly walk in that room and see if the boo's there. Mac has such a big lead that he could take a risk like that, to really only lose you so little time. And if it's not there, then we'll just see him opt to go for the Army Room Mirror Warp. Actually, no.
Yes,
I'm thinking
sealed room.
I think
yeah, you are thinking out of it.
He'll just come at a sealed room Mirror Warp instead.
Yeah.
Actually,
the boo does go back in.
Go out of that. Boo comes back in.
The boo is being nice today.
The RNG overlords have praised Mac's efforts to go for the one cycle and decided to give the boo back, something that usually doesn't happen. The boo will usually just end up multing his way into
pipe room.
Yeah, pipe room.
It's like Miles
having a really
really good Grimly.
Really like good Grimly there. It's like about a 1.5 second Grimly. Pretty much walked into that spot and instantly got that. When it comes to Area 4 rooms, it's usually basement rooms that I don't ever remember the names of. Especially Weston's room. I don't know the actual name of Weston's room other than calling it Weston's room.
Cold storage. Well, no one calls it cold storage, I feel. Everyone calls it Weston.
Why would you call it cold storage? It's a boring name.
That's true. I don't know.
It's easier to call it Weston's room because you can associate that with the most unfun portrait ghost of the game.
It's weird how sometimes we just call the room the name of the portrait ghost, sometimes we call it the room. Like Jarvis's room, you know that name? I just call it Jarvis.
Even though it's actually called the ceramics room.
Ceramic studio. Ceramics. I don't even know. I know it's ceramic something, that's what I'm saying.
It is, I believe it's ceramic studio.
Miles breaker.
Miles getting...
He's doing the wall strat.
Room boo in the cloth. Going for the wall strat. We'll hope this works out, but might leave it about 30 health.
Hard to tell if he double cackled. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, he double cackled right at the end there.
Left at about 14 HP. But honestly, if the boo goes back in, that's great for Miles. Otherwise, we'll just see him pick that up at the end of Pipe Room later in Area 4.
We have received confirmation.
It
is called Ceramic Studio.
It is called the Ceramic Studio. Good to know.
Giving some insider information here. See if Mac goes for Soldier Double. Oh, did he? No, he's not. Yeah.
He is not going for Soldier Double. The green soldier just decided to stay exactly where he was and did not move at all. Just kind of got stuck there in that little pocket between that and the middle elevator one. Miles getting the short end of the stick is not going to be able to find Breaker Room. Returning to Breaker Room, he's going to instead go over to Pipe Room. So a little bit of shame there, but honestly, nothing too crazy. At this point, he should be just fine getting that inside of Pipe Room later in Area 4.
It looks like we finally made it to the start of the run. We enter attic.
This is where things start to get serious.
Yes. A lot of things could go wrong here in attic. With RNG and these boos, high HP boos, there's a lot that could happen.
There's certainly a lot that could go wrong.
Ideally on Clockwork Boo here, Mac is want to get him to about 150 HP and then get the second cycle in Telephone Room. Get the Boo to go into Telephone Room. Get a 2-cycle.
Oof, and Mac getting some rough RNG here in Clockwork. Tried searching, the Boo ended up switching. It was already on the other side to begin with. So a little bit of a rough read there, but nothing you can really do about that. The game does like control you that hard. It's rooms like these where it's super wide, where the Boo can be on either side of the room. It's going to get around to about 120 health. Pretty good.
That's really good.
He's hoping that it will go back up so he can get it later, but he can easily get it right here, right now, and not have any problems.
Yeah, he's got this.
Absolutely has that. No issues there grabbing Clockwork Boo. As we're going to make our way into Armory, we'll see the kind of combo he goes for here in this room. Can't imagine you'll go for anything less than the triple.
Yeah, he's definitely going for a triple.
Got 1-2 and is going to pick up the third right here. For the setup. Hits the setup, is going to be able to pull off that triple with relative ease.
If he got good RNG. He does get good RNG.
He does get good RNG. That boost switch probably ended up going to a good spot instead of wherever it was prior.
Yeah. Because of the lag in Armory, this Boo can actually be really difficult to R pump, but he's got it. There's a high chance of dropping R inputs on that Boo.
Solid R pump in there. Mal's now picking up Roof Key here. He can pretty much skip all of the stuff in here.
I don't think Mac is going to take any chances with this money.
I think that is a very fair way to play that. Knowing Area 4, knowing Murphy's Law.
Mac's just going all in.
I think it's safe to just pick up the money here while you are waiting for his head out of the jars.
I was getting some rough RNG on
Miles also getting some rough RNG. Yeah, really rough RNG. About the same spot where the Boo was, but unfortunately, it's just not too fun. Except the diamond, but I'm hoping that he'll still be able to clutch the Jarvis Boo.
Ooh,
Jarvis is going to go down, but that is honestly better than it going right.
Could still get this. He's going to have to follow him out after 15 cackles, though. Oh, I don't think he's got... I think this Boo's gone.
That Boo's going to leave. We're hoping it doesn't go right.
Oh, never mind. He got it.
Barely gets that.
I thought
Boo was going to go up, though. He wasn't able to clutch that out.
Yeah.
I did hear some. I definitely heard a couple double cackles in there. But of course, if you did not actually clutch that Boo there, it was definitely going to go up. Ideal than it going right. Obviously here, Mac is hoping that this Boo goes up, as that will save him the most amount of time in this situation. He gets what he wants, 156. If he can clutch this out, he's going to save a decent amount of time as he makes his way to Sealed Room.
See if we can clutch this out. All right, that was a pretty nice attic from Mac, honestly.
Get that. Yeah, Really solid RNG for the most part. Miles also getting pretty good RNG here out of Armory.
Yeah, not a single boo gave him really that much trouble.
And all really solid boos all around. So Max having a really great run. High bill count, great coin count, more bars than you normally have, and a couple dupes to work with. Has gotten a ton of safety money just to make sure that he doesn't ruin something like Weston or Supi towards the end of Area 4.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, he's just looking super overkill right now.
Judging by this pace, he's probably on par with his PB. But I don't want to speak too soon.
I definitely do think he lost a little bit of time out of Area 3 and some of the Area 3 segments, but for the most part, he's had a very solid Area 4. I can't tell if Luigi had humped the air there. Is that exactly what I saw?
He humped the air, yeah. That also can happen on rooftop for some reason. I have no idea why. He can just hump the air. It's just a thing.
It's just a thing. It's just Luigi being Luigi.
Yeah, typical.
Luigi behavior. Mac not be able to find, or Miles not being able to find the boo right away. It's gonna be. I don't think he's actually gonna go for Jarvis chest ball boo. As long as it doesn't go right, he'll be able to clutch it out. A 2-cycle. I can't imagine this will be a 1-cycle.
Mac went for a triple on the grabber ghost and pipe room, but he's not having a fun time right now. He got hit by a flying fish.
Talk about unideal situation.
That's why I always spray ice on those grabbers, because when you go for that triple, you are risking a lot. If one grabs you, you're pretty much screwed. Up on Type Boo here. I'm just gonna attempt a 1-cycle on this Boo. Although it does have 300 HP, its slow movement makes it 1-cycleable. With well-timed R pumps. Boo might be going into Western right now. He's trying to keep him in Pipe Room. He might get this. He gets it. He gets the 1-cycle. I really thought that Boo was heading to Weston, but he kept him in. He barely kept him in there. I think he used up all those cackles too.
You know, when it comes looking at pretty much judging by majority of what's been going on in this area 4 with the boos, he's been getting off pretty lucky here with these boos. These boos in situations where it seemingly would be going ahead and just leaving the room, but instead he's gonna just walk out with some pretty solid boos.
I mean, he's handling these boos really well. That was 1-cycle Weston. I was looking a bit sketchy, but
just a little bit sketchy there. Weston was doing a little bit of the pull around, but for the most part, at this point, he is probably like 2 million overkill, maybe 3 million overkill on his money pace. Of course, had the pace well enough to go ahead and grab extra money just in the rare event that Supi decides to be terrible, or like Weston would be terrible. But of course, nothing was that bad. I think he's gonna be able to clutch up this Weston boo as well.
No, he had some double cackles in there.
And commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Boo walks out, goes right instead, which is honestly fine. The 12 health, it's not too terrible. Be able to get that. He's gonna be able to save warp out of there and make his way towards CP. Finish out on Vangor. Miles now making his way down to do basement and pipe room and Weston's room. So we'll see how that goes for him. Hoping to see that he can clutch out a Weston 1-cycle possibly, and also possibly pipe room boo 1-cycle. He does have breaker boo to find as well in pipe room. It's got a little bit of health left. I believe, if I remember correctly, had about 14 health when it left breaker room earlier.
Yeah.
So he is going to have a little bit of health to deal with, so that boot should be just fine. Maybe seeing a little bit of a stronger fight here in terms of how stable that is. He's going to go for the triple, finds it, and is going to be able to pick that one up no problem. Does not get hit by flying fish at all. Finds the breaker boo, catches that, and is going to be on his way to look for the pipe room boo over his time loss that he's been unfortunately having.
He does go into Weston, so that Boo's going to hide in Weston's room, and he's asked to check for him along with Weston Boo once he clears that room.
That can be a very disastrous situation if both Boos decide to walk out of the room, because unfortunately, that's just going to be more time loss that he would like to have. But of course, you could just get 2 great 1 cycles, and you can still have a pretty decent amount of time to work with.
See Mac 1 cycle Supi, and that was really good.
Oh, great Supi.
That was a great Supi.
Little to no issues there. So he's well overkill for the rest of this match.
Yeah,
Let's just see if he picks up another dupe.
He could. Didn't attempt one there.
Does not pick up another dupe there.
Definitely doesn't need one though.
No.
See if Miles
gets the Supi chest, so at this point he's going to be well overkill.
Yeah. Miles does well to cycle Weston.
Miles also 1 cycles the Weston, has a little bit of a trickier Weston there. The Weston there was being a little bit of being a little obnoxious, to say the least.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be able to clean that one out, so no issues there as he's trying to search for whichever boo comes first. It looks like he's gonna find Weston boo first. Now we can't hear if this boo double tackles, but
I don't think he did. Yeah, he got it.
He's gonna be able to clutch out the 1 cycle there, and now he gets to look for the Piper boo in seemingly the same spot.
Yeah, that was a really good spot for him to be in. Didn't have to move at all.
Not at all, and no switching either, even though I think it switched into that spot, so that is that, and he's gonna be able to clutch out that as well. So great little ending to his basement.
Yeah, so looking at max pace right now, he could get a 111 with this run, if everything goes pretty well. I don't want to be a commentator, I don't want to commentator's curse, but I mean, he's pretty close to his PB right now.
He is pretty close to his PB. It might even come out to be a PB, which would be crazy to see. It's not too often in tournaments that you see people actually PB, so it would be kind of a first, I think.
I think it'd be a first for this tournament.
Definitely would be a first for this tournament. And I'd probably be a first for tournaments this year. I don't think anyone PB'd in our previous No Out of Bounds tournament.
I might be wrong about that. I think Afroman PB'd in one of his races. Yeah, he did. Afroman PB'd in the tournament.
In this one or the?
No, in this one.
No Out of Bounds.
In this one. Yeah, he got. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Mac does miss the grabber triple. Pretty tricky triple. Those grabbers' hitboxes can be very strange.
They can be a little bit strange. We're moving towards the last 2 triples of this. He's gonna be able to pick up that triple there. And all he has to do is deal with the fire, get rid of all these last guys, and then just has to do Fangorbu. The worst thing that would happen here for Mac is that he loses the gem from the boo, which I don't know if he'll try and set him for the gem save warp. Honestly, he has so much time ahead. Unless he wants to try and see if he can PB, then he would definitely go for it. But there is one spot where you could lose your money and lose the run.
Miles did 2 cycle Supi, so he's going to lose that large pearl. That is $1 million down on Miles, although that might not matter for Miles because his money was still pretty good to begin with. Guess we'll see.
Mac reading the end of that boot pretty well. Is going to walk out as soon as that boo is going to leave, so that boo does not have to do too much to go back in. Just goes back in immediately. Hopefully not seeing a 3-cycle. I think he's going to be able to clutch out the 2-cycle here, and I say that as soon as the boo decides to leave.
This boo's dancing around in the hallway, hopping up and down.
Boo deciding to do what boos do.
I think he's going for it. He's going for it.
He's going to go for it.
And he got it.
Looks like he's going to pick it up, and he picks it up. That's so great.
He actually went for it.
Amazing. Picks up the gem save warp. It's a little bit of a tricky thing. I don't know if you want to explain how that works while we watch Miles go for the boo double here.
I will. So basically, Mac collecting the gold diamond there as he does the little animation with the boo. Basically, when you get a gem and save up at the same time, it just saves the gem, so it makes it easier to go back to Foyer faster, rather than just walking down the Safari and the mirror warping. Only thing that doesn't work with is keys for some reason. You cannot save warp with a key and still collect the key. I believe that's the only object you can't save warp with and collect it.
I think that makes a little bit of sense there. Miles was able to clean out that boo double. He got out the Supi boo at 31 and got out the sitting room boo at 30 and was just able to clean that one up, no problem. Those boos were very nice to him at that point as he's going to make his way to do Van Gore. And Mac is going to make his way to King Boo. There's no way he goes for Ultra Money. He's not going to go for Ultra Money.
Yeah, no, he can get a 111.
Overkill. It's not even funny. He can absolutely get a 111 here. Is it PB? Is it PBable? That is yet to be seen. It's probably going to cut it pretty close.
If he goes for both insta shots and 2 cycles, it's going to be really close. And if he 1 cycles, if he wants to go for 1 cycle, he can definitely PB. I don't know if he goes for 1 cycle though.
I don't know either. Would be really interesting to see if he goes for the 1 cycle, but going for double insta shots and getting a really clean 2 cycle on double insta shots could secure maybe a pretty close PB. We are reaching the end of this match between Mac and Miles, which definitely seems to be going in Mac's favor. He's so overkill on the money. He's super ahead right now. So definitely a fun match. It was pretty close there for the most part. Area 3 was not kind to Miles for the most part. Mac had a little bit of turbulence there throughout Area 3. And Area 4 was really great for Mac.
So Mac's just going to go for the 2 cycle.
I don't think it's going to be a PB at all.
Yeah, he just wants the 111, I think.
Instead. I think that's safe. I think that's the safest way to go.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I don't know if Mac would want a PP where he gets so overkill money and goes for all these extra spots, knowing that he could save a lot more time.
Getting down to 259, that is definitely doable for a 2 cycle. It'll be a little tough, but definitely doable.
Miles is going to get the Van Gore boo there out of 130 health. As Mac finally gets out of the last 100.
He gets it.
I think he gets it, and he's going to be able to clutch that out. A 1:11.57, just a few seconds off of his PB. Really solid time there.
Yeah, that's a great time for Mac.
Unbelievably solid.
Well, Miles actually gets the gem save warp there. So we just gotta wait and see what Mac's money count is. He's gonna mash through EGAD text here and then go through the cutscene, and we'll see his money count. While Miles heads down to King Boo on it's like a low 115 pace.
Definitely looks like it's gonna be a low 115 pace. He'll probably go for a similar 2 cycle as well, unless things go horribly wrong and he ends up with a 3 cycle, which would be unideal, of course, at this point in the run. But I do believe Mac is going to come out with the win here. 2 dupes, lots of extra money spots than needed, great bill count, pretty average coin count, a few extra gold bars than you would normally get. Had some great RNG with these money spots. That's a really solid performance.
Definitely. You got a prediction on Mac's final money?
I think he's got 104.
You think 104? I think I'm gonna go with a 103, 103.2.
I'm not gonna get more specific than 104 because I definitely don't think I can get more specific.
Well, I'm just
I definitely
guessing.
do think he has 104.
I'm just.
I'm gonna guess 104 at
I'm
least.
just throwing on something.
If it's 103.
Let's see. Is he gonna do the slow money reveal?
Can't imagine he does. He's gonna come on slow money.
Really slow.
Taking us through the tour of the paintings of Area 4. Weston, Jarvis, Bangor, Soupy, the Toy Soldiers.
Actually, gonna give Miles the audio
Weston.
just because he's in a King Boost fight right now. While we see Max money.
I think that's the safest way to go. I think Mac's gonna wait. I think Mac is gonna wait for.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Code and count down their money at the same time. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do.
Sticking to an unwritten gentleman's code, of course. Nothing is official about that rule where you have to wait for the other player to finish, but it is there just to see what it looks like at the end.
Oh, I think
Miles is gonna have to. I think Miles has to 3-cycle this.
Oh my! Never mind. Mac is just going through the money now.
Mac's gonna click on the money.
Oh, he has this.
484 bills. I mean, oh my goodness, it's so much money.
There's no doubt he doesn't have the money.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, 103.
He's got 103. You were. I can't believe you're right about that. But it's still pretty overkill, and
that is pretty overkill.
Super duper overkill.
Oh, we're gonna see Miles
hoping
here.
to clutch this out. I think he's gonna clutch this one out. Gets him pretty
Clutches
low.
out the fast 3-cycle. Finishes 115.30.
Gets a 3-cycle. Gets a 15.30. Pretty good. You know what? GG's to both these runners. They put up a solid performance. Miles just unfortunately just had some rough Area 3 RNG. The boos were not kind to him this run.
Yeah. Mac was pretty on his game.
Mac was definitely on his game. Had a fantastic Area 4 with a pretty... But that Area 4... tough to run against if he did go for the PB.
Yeah. So to play that close to your PB and 100% in a race is really impressive. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if they both had the money. I'm fairly certain Miles has it. He's just going fast money reveal, and he has it. A 100.8. GG's both runners. Both did a good job here. If either wants to join us for an interview, then feel free if you got the invite. I might as well invite both of them. You don't have an invite. I gotta invite these guys. Player. Oh, there's Miles. I did not know how to invite them, but they got invited. All right.
I think they're just on Mac.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
I connect back through my internet.
Miles. GG's. How you feeling right now?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, not a bad run for you, right?
It was I'd say it was all right. I got trolled in so many different areas, but that happens in 100%.
It certainly does. This category is known for being a nuisance to most players.
Trying to think. I mean, like I don't even have to explain Area 3. Everything that could have gone wrong there pretty much went wrong. A lot of dumb stuff. And then Nana's room was a disaster. I always joke how if I'm like doing low reset runs, my first run of the day is always reset on Nana's room. And that would have fit the bill. Every time. Yeah.
For sure. And you took a pretty safe money route too.
Yeah, I had no reason not to go safe. I'll be real, I wasn't winning this race, so he beat my PB by over. Oh, actually, 2 minutes exactly. He beat my PB by, so I wasn't reaching that. So I was just kind of just chill, just finish the run, make sure I have the money, and call it a day. And I did drop Soupy, so that worked out.
Yeah.
They definitely that extra money spot did help in securing you above 100 million.
If I didn't get the lug speedy, I wouldn't have gotten the money. By the way.
That is true.
It is absolutely true.
Oh, you could say if you didn't drop 2P.
Barely come. Yeah, actually, you would have missed that.
Yeah, I mean, and if I didn't get the speedy and I dropped Soupy, I would have gotten alter money. So it's not like it was a big deal or anything, but
right.
And I was keeping count of the money just to make sure I was good.
Yeah,
but
really solid coin and bar count, staying pretty close there to Mac, who got like really great RNG for the money going into Area 4 that he didn't have to worry too much about.
And yeah, I have to get a lot of money spots. I don't get any dupes, and I didn't get any today, so I go for them when I have a shot, but I don't get them very often. I get like one every like 10 runs. If that much. So that's about what I expected. Like my Area 4 was pretty solid, all things considered.
Yeah, I think all things considered that was pretty solid. You know, obviously Breaker Boo left, but at like 15 health, so it's not really a big deal. You were able to find that pretty quick. And you had a really nice
he didn't charge me
there.
Yeah, he didn't charge me because he was on the tablecloth. But if I actually got good RNG and he was on the right side, I would have gotten Breaker Boo. So, I wasn't expecting to get a one cycle. I was actually pretty close. I was kind of shocked. So,
it took him a long time to go for the double cackle.
Yeah, I got 2 double cackles. One right at the beginning, one right at the end. So,
I noticed the one at the end. I didn't see the one at the beginning though.
Yeah, I got it right off the bat. Like the first time I hit the boo, it was a double cackle.
Yeah, and then having pretty solid recovery out of the Piper and Boo down into Weston, we were able to get those both in there without them leaving, so that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I'd almost rather have the Boo go into Weston, although I mean it is slower, but yeah, I don't run the risk of it going into a breaker room, and I could just let it hide and reveal it pretty quickly, which is what happened. And then King Boo was a fast 3 cycle. I haven't practiced this game in a while, so that's pretty much what I expect. Like I'll take a mid 115 for not having D-rusted this category.
Yeah, I'm pretty good for a D-rust for you, I'd say.
It's a really solid time for not D-rusting, so.
Yeah, it's funny too, because I was attempting a D-rust like a couple days ago, and it didn't get past Area 2, and it was late, and so I was like, alright, you know what, I'm done. I'm not playing it anymore. I've been on a sunshine mood, and I was like, alright, I'll switch to Luigi's Mansion, and then didn't get very far. But, like, it's alright. Luckily, I can D-rust pretty quickly, so. For a match like today, I'm satisfied with that.
Well, GG's. Miles will be heading down to losers bracket, round 1 to play Chill Wizard, and Mac is going to move on to winners round 3 to play the winner of Jared's Giants and Hopeless Humanity.
Good luck to the rest of the runners. I've got nothing else to add, so thank you for having me.
Problem.
And
It was fun to commentate.
Yeah, thanks for the commentary. It was fun to listen to. I like listening to the commentary during the race. So
appreciate that.
All right.
Well, we want to wrap this up. I guess I'll go over some races we have coming up. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. we have Jared versus Hopeless Humanity, and then race on Wednesday, Flout versus Zircon Eagle. And Thursday at 3 p.m. we got Mini 352 versus Fire Dragon. So some more races still coming up this week. Look forward to them.
There's going to be some exciting races, so be sure to keep your eye out for those. All those times are, of course, Eastern Daylight Time. So
yes.
Change that to whatever time district you are in.
All right, and well, if we got nothing else to say here, I guess we'll wrap this thing up.
And I'm
Appreciate
good.
everyone for watching
GG's.
and we will GG's to you, GG's to Mac. And thank you everyone who came out to watch tonight, and that's going to be it for us today.
And thank you to SpeedGaming hosting this thing. And yeah, peace.
Peace.
Take care, everyone.